I'm Dr. John Dabach, and I answer your relationship questions. Let's jump into the email. Dear John, my wife says I don't make her feel emotionally safe, but I genuinely don't understand what that means. I don't yell, I don't cheat, I provide, I show up. But she says she still feels on edge around me. How can someone feel unsafe when nothing bad is happening? Thomas in Dallas, Texas. Thomas, I'm going to be blunt with you because this is where a lot of men completely miss the point. You're confusing the absence of bad behavior with the presence of safety, and those are not the same thing, not even close. You're basically saying, I'm not screwing up in obvious ways, so I must be doing this right. And in relationships, that mindset will quietly kill intimacy over time. Emotional safety is not about whether you yell or cheat, it's about what it feels like to be vulnerable around you. And right now, your wife is telling you that when she opens up, something about your presence makes her feel tense, guarded, or like she has to walk on eggshells. That's the whole unsafe thing. Okay? That's what it really means. I know a lot of guys are like, there's no violence, there's no yelling. That's what it means. If I feel tense, if I feel guarded, if I feel vulnerable, if I feel like I have to walk around eggshells, I don't feel safe. Now, sometimes it's her, sometimes it's you, but that's what that means. And it doesn't happen randomly, by the way. That comes from patterns. What's likely happening is that you think you're showing up because you're providing and you're stable, but emotionally, you're probably, forgive me for saying so, but you're probably a little dismissive, corrective, or maybe you're unavailable in ways that feel subtle to you or even non-existent to you, but very heavy to her. It's the sigh when she's talking too long. It's the way you jump to solutions instead of actually hearing her. It's the way you defend yourself the second she brings up an issue. It's the way you shut down or disengage when things get uncomfortable. None of those things look like bad behavior, at least not on paper, but they feel terrible on the receiving end. Emotional safety is built in small little micro moments, not big grand gestures. It's built when she takes a risk to share something real and you lean in and say, tell me more, instead of tightening up and closing it down. It's built when she's upset and you don't make it about proving your innocence. It's built when she feels like her inner experience matters to you more than your need to be right or even efficient. And here's the part you really need to hear, and a lot of people, not just you. The moment she says, I don't feel safe, and your response is, but I didn't do anything wrong, you've already proven her point. Because now she's alone in her experience and also has to fight to justify it to you. And guess what? That's really tiring. It's exhausting. And over time, she's going to stop trying. Emotional safety is not about facts, it's about perception. And you can be technically right while still being emotionally unsafe. You can be calm and still feel cold. You can be loyal and still feel distant. You can be present physically and be completely absent emotionally. In fact, it's quite common. When she says she feels on edge, what she's really saying is that she's anticipating your reaction. She's bracing for defensiveness or for dismissal or for you to turn it around on her. So instead of relaxing into the relationship, she's managing it. That's the opposite of safety. Now, why is this happening? Because most men were never taught how to sit with emotion. Most men are taught to fix, to solve, to provide, to stay in control, or to sacrifice yourself for the good of the group, sports, military. So when your wife brings feelings, especially messy or critical ones, your instinct is to shut it down quickly as possible, so that things can go back to quote unquote normal. Now that feels productive to a lot of men, but to her, it feels like rejection. And if she feels that long enough, she's going to stop opening up to you. She'll withdraw, she'll get resentful, or she'll find that sense of emotional connection somewhere else. Not necessarily another man, but somewhere that actually feels safe. And once that door starts closing, it's a heck of a lot harder to reopen than you think. So let's talk about practical steps. What do? First, you drop the argument. You drop the argument that you're not doing anything wrong because the argument is keeping you stuck. Replace it with curiosity. Curiosity is huge in a relationship. It's humongous. Don't lose sight of it. If she says she feels unsafe, your job is not to debate her. It's to understand what the heck she's talking about. I mean, you wrote into me to ask me because you're confused a little bit. So why not ask her? Second, you learn how to respond to emotion without making it about you. Now, it's a little bit complicated. So let me walk you through it. When she says, I feel like you don't hear me, the worst thing you can say is, that's not true. Because now you're arguing with her experience instead of trying to understand it. So something else you could say instead. Let's talk about a better thing to say. You lean in, sometimes even physically. I know I say lean in a lot, right? What I mean is double down, like go deeper, right? Tell me more about that. When do you feel that way? What am I doing? How can I help you with that? That's what leaning in looks like. And then you actually listen to the answer. Let's not forget that part, okay? Third, you validate before you explain. Validation doesn't mean agreement. It means understanding. You can say, I can see how that would feel frustrating without admitting guilt, but most men skip this and go straight to defending themselves, which kills safety instantly. Fourth, you pay attention to how you show up, not just what you say. Your tone, your body language, your level of presence, all of it matters. If you sound irritated or distracted or checked out, right? Guess what? She's going to feel that no matter how perfect your words are. And finally, you build consistency. One good conversation doesn't fix this. I'm sorry to give you the bad news. It just doesn't. She needs to see over time that when she opens up, she's met with steadiness, curiosity, care, not correction or shutting it down. Thomas, your wife is not asking for perfection. She's asking you to feel something. She's asking to feel like her inner world matters to you. And right now, something in your behavior is telling her that it doesn't. And the way you fix this is by shifting from, am I doing anything wrong, to, what is it like to be with me? And if you can answer that honestly and start adjusting from there, everything changes. Thanks for sending in the question. If you're listening and want your own question answers, send it in. Instructions are in the description. And if this hits home, like and follow for more real, no nonsense relationship advice. Thanks so much.